Local recordings on.
Greetings and welcome to Die Drug and Die presents Enter the Dungeon, episode 46. I'm your DM and host, Marty, joined by the full Ontario crew, Adam, Ahmed, and Mark. How is everyone doing? Let me unmute your mics. They are now very spicy microphones.
I already did. I'm not going to do it again.
Nice. I was creating tokens while the countdown was going on, so I was only half paying attention. What is going on with you guys? Are you guys feeling okay? Any symptoms? Are you asymptomatic? Have you taken a test? Are you barricaded in your homes?
I went out to the place for brunch and had brunch.
Yep.
Yep.
I was going to go to the movies last night. Then I read the review for Bloodshot, and I was like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah, we were going to go see some movies, and we just kept going like, we're tired. Maybe we're old. We don't want to. We don't want to.
The movie theater is so loud these days. And why is the movie so late? Really?
Basically, has said the same thing.
Movies are so long these days.
How can I not fall asleep? Come on.
You're taking 3 hours! 3 hours to tell a story that takes 90 minutes tops. Oh, funny. It's a whole 3 hours. Funny. Oh, Seattle's been on lockdown, basically. Work from home for a couple of weeks. Haven't been out to a bar or karaoke since the 28th. Starting to go a little stir crazy in my apartment. Woo!
That's a lot of indoor time.
As sort of like as I've aged, I've become a little bit more introverted, and I don't mind the work from home, but not leaving your apartment afterwards. Trying to minimize human contact, but bringing human contact down to 0 is hard. It's almost impossible.
I meant prisons are.
Yep, it's very, very difficult. Yeah. Apartment stock, though. If I had to shut the doors and just kind of like curl up in a ball, I've got at least a month of food, so that's good.
It's hilarious. When I left work, it's like I need to go buy a big bag of dog food, not because I'm worried because we just need dog food.
It's that time to now go buy toilet paper, right? It's not that I'm worried about it.
I've got like 15 rolls of toilet paper. I normally would buy it at this point. I'm actually delaying buying toilet paper because I don't want to deal with people at Costco.
I'm sorry, Ahmed. We just finished the game.
Yep.
Oh, goddamn.
Do you know what movie I watched last night? I haven't watched it since 2006 when it came out. Was Borat. and as poor taste a lot of the scenes are, it's still goddamn funny. I was sitting there after work with a beer in hand watching Borat and just howling. It was good. And then it took me back to first year grad school where I met Ahmed and Adam, where the Borat voice became one of the few voices that we yeah, exactly that in the Scottish accent while drinking beer at the stinky grad student pub.
Singing karaoke?
Yeah. Oh, funny. Hilarious stuff. Good times. All right. Well, how are things with you, Ahmed?
Pretty good. Wife pregnant.
Oh, congrats.
Ooh.
I don't know how the hell it happened. I mean, I was on vacation for 3 months. So.
Well,
Goddamn kids. I went all sorts of wrong there. Don't worry about it. It was good. Yeah.
You got the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees.
That was good. It was
That's a
good.
little man hiding in the closet.
Good times. Good times. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's good stuff. September. It's,
Wait, this mail hasn't even been mailed yet. Why are you mailing letters to yourself, honey? Funny. Congrats, man. Are you hoping for another boy or girl?
girls, just so that my wife doesn't go crazy.
Okay, but if it is a boy, she'll go crazy.
Wait, what?
At least there'll be hand-me-downs that way.
There you go.
Yeah, cool.
Why did you say Michael Jackson on it? Like, just wear it.
Wait, hand-me-downs from your childhood? Like, wow. Oh, funny.
What am I beating exactly?
What am I beating?
Jackson reference.
Yeah. Which button is beat?
What button is it? Good stuff.
That's one right there.
I finally finished Pathfinder Kingmaker. I've restarted that game so many times to build new characters and try out this combo that I never actually beat the game, and I finally beat the game. That last dungeon, oh my god, with the ghosts in it, that is the most annoying dungeon. The first time I went through that dungeon, didn't realize it was the end dungeon, and if you didn't buy enough healing items, you're screwed, because then you had to rely upon the NPCs that you've ignored and under-equipped your entire game. And they just get slaughtered.
Characters you bring in, right?
Yeah, but you could go outside the dungeon and switch them out when your guys die.
Yeah.
But it's all the yahoos that they force you, like the plotline characters that they force you with. So
I just save a lot.
You
I played
honestly
games like
just
that
your way through.
when you get to the end, you're like, I should not have been so selfish.
Oh, I've got all my characters. I literally pause every.
well, yeah, there's an option though where you give XP across every NPC that's in your stable of NPCs, and it's like a Marty campaign where there's 20 of them, or there's you setting of only the people in the party that do the thing get the XP. And they have this system where the NPCs at least stay at least 6 levels behind you, but you're going into the 20th level dungeon. Some of your guys are going to die.
Yeah.
You're going to run out of healing and they're going to die, and then you go back to camp and you start to let's fill in the 20th level party of 6 people with some 14th level dudes because this is going to go well. Oh shit. Yeah, it's not technically the last dungeon in the game. The other one is pretty easy if you survive the ghost dungeon.
I did figure out how to make them gestalt, so thank you for that.
No problem. Yeah, you could cheat by hacking the game files and make fucking superhero characters. I made a character modeled after Uker. I'm like, I wonder if the game will handle 50 strength, and it's like, oh, you get a bunch of items and you level up and you drink your mutagen, and it's like, I've got a 62 strength, motherfucker. No, 50 strength. There is the belt of perfection, which is +8. Then you super mutagen if you've gone up all the way is another 8, so that's +16, and then rage, greater rage, you probably another +6, so you could jack your strength in the game.
+8 from a greater, 20 level rage going on.
Yeah.
Two-handed fucking swinging through the fences, just things chunk all the time. Oh, it is satisfying. It's satisfying to cheat, and that's how I like to play. Shut up.
I didn't say nothing. I might have snickered a little bit. But...
Right. It's goddamn fun. But my latest playthrough, I've cheated, not full tilt cheat, and I've put it on insane mode, and there are some hard encounters still.
When the difficulty goes up, do they just make the characters the enemies tougher, or do they add more enemies?
You actually you could tweak crits, the average amount of damage. They probably are playing with hit points, and they're probably playing. It's hard to tell with the number of creatures because I haven't. There are two types of encounters. There's the set ones where it's always that one monster sitting in that glade, or the randoms. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Know which one's which.
yep. I think it's the same number of creatures. It may be adjusted a little bit. Definitely hit points and AC and damage output are affected.
Cool.
Anyways, Owlcat is putting out Wrath of the Righteous, which is a video game that has Mythic in it, based off of 1E rules. It's the same adventure path that Demon Watch has been playing through. Well, yeah, or I wait till the game comes out so I could help. Like we've done the first module of Demon Watch. I've taken the first module and expanded it because city falling to Demon Horde is too much fun. Like there was a lot of legs. There was a lot of legs to that, but you're reaching the end of the plot points of that module. I may or may not like follow that adventure path religiously. I tend not to. I tend to use the maps and a couple of the NPCs, and
It's like Legends. You had that book for a while. Like, I'm going off this mostly. I'm going off this. Fuck it, I'm done.
well, it's also like you want to provide some structure and some rails occasionally, but at the same time, if the players want to go do something else because it makes sense, then I mainly use them as thematic guides as opposed to railroady adventures. Yeah. This adventure though is a little more constrained with these guys. And why don't we do a recap of what happened last game? Mazed and confused is what I ended up calling this one.
We killed the guy. It was straight up fucking me.
The heroes adjust to their new powers. Oscar nabs an item in the workshop outside of time. Upon returning to the Temple of Elemental Evil, the party finds that the outer hedge door has been rent asunder. Shadow is yearning for blood as the blood moon is out. Inside the temple, they confront the demon lord Ayuz, who hides amongst the figures in the stained glass windows. Darion challenges the venerable Ayuz, but the demon lord refuses to fight fair. The prince, the lord mayor, and Lazarus the fork-tongued are in the temple and are attracted by the sounds of combat. Ptolemy is going a little power mad.
That boy be crazy. It'd be crazy.
And I think we push pause here because you guys just fought you had a nasty fight. There are some injured characters, and there are 3 dead men whose souls have been pulled into Zuggtmoy's domain. And you get the feeling that the carpet of tendrils in the mindscape, this is for Alkur and Bone Crusher, is kind of swelling up from somewhere deep and beyond. Beyond the carpeted mass of tentacles of Zuggtmoy's fungal reach, there seems to be a yawning domain where she perhaps is festering. Ptolemy took a moment. He seemed like paused for a moment as he's fluttering that weird bluish green and a little bit of golden color. That nice for you to return, he says to Darion. Where's Darion Stoken? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He wandered over to Prince Thrommel. The regent of the land is lying there, broken and twisted. How did he die? Via electrical burning, so by spells and by
There's a hammer smashed in the side of his
at
head.
one point. So there was some mental damage. There was some sun burning. There was.
I think Kreiger beat him up too. Didn't Kreiger stand in melee with him?
Yeah.
Arrow touched him.
There's a big electrical blast. He didn't get hit by arrows. He got hit by everything that wasn't an arrow.
Okay, you're seeing carnage, and at least 2 out of the 3 people whose bodies that you could see, you don't see the wizard. He's still invisible. Are effectively like leaders in Runerach. One should be the king of Runerach, and the other one is definitely the elected ruler of Hamlet.
Where am I? Oh, there I am.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Yeah, okay. All right. I have questions.
And I hopefully we have answers.
Why is he dead?
He went crazy, and look at this sword. It's got all the elements in it. And Ptolemy goes and squats down by the sword. He's looking at it.
All right. Why is he dead? Lord Byrne.
Lord Byrne
He's
is...
attacking us.
He's a wizard.
Yeah, we don't just randomly kill wizards.
Well, good thing you don't, but I think he was infected.
He looks at Alkur. Did you sense him in your head?
He was most definitely
Yes.
infected.
Yes, he was in my head.
That doesn't mean he had to die.
The fact that he was putting us in danger, that was a problem.
There's a quick shift to the form of the black, and then a shift out of the form of the black as we close to the house.
There's another wizard around here somewhere. That damn bastard we saved. So Ptolemy starts distancing himself from the conversation. He's somewhere over here as he's pulsing for magic.
Yeah, well, no good deed, I suppose. No good deed.
Okay, the battle winds down as you guys, Kreiger comes flying. Were you flying, Kreiger? Or no, you were just climbing like a monkey.
He was climbing like a monkey.
Yeah, Kreiger had like thrown Lord Byrne's body, which is flying slightly onto the ground as he climbs out of the pit that leads to the, I think the air temple is down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alkur Black will assist Ptolemy in finding Lazarus.
Yeah, given that he's bleeding all over the ground and there are a bunch of arrows that from the arrows that struck him, you're able to find him, and his invisibility eventually wears off along with your round per level spells or your minute long spells.
He obviously was not trustworthy.
No,
I did.
obviously he chose the wrong side. We can't have wizards like this running around my domain. He looks up at Alkarn.
Card just stares back with hollow eyes.
Ooh, he's got lots of wands. We'll take this, and we'll take this, and we'll take this. Yeah, the rest of his equipment is acolyte-ish. He undoes
How's that for you?
he undoes his belt and takes like a spell component pouch, but Ptolemy is perhaps avoiding
The other
Darion.
side of the room.
Yeah, the other side of the hall.
Shadow's holding his skull.
Okay.
Comes up to Alkur.
If you can really find my stuff, my spear, it would be great.
Shadow looks pretty beat up. Look at that damage.
Feeling good.
34? No.
No,
164.
200 damage.
I'm not.
Oh, there, he's obviously, but he's like,
My head. With that spear.
Look out, Shadow's coming this way. Ptolemy kind of gets to the other side of Lazarus.
You're bleeding.
I'm also going mad. Give me my spear.
Your spear.
Well, you could chew on this body here. He's dead.
No! No, we're not doing that.
The wizard over there is dead.
I mean nothing.
I found these. Who's carrying our stuff?
It's a Good question.
Alkur does have a dimensional space, so.
Okay, Ptolemy passes the wands.
Yep. What do they do?
Oh, don't know if we have time for that, but this one is a
There is always time for that.
wand of disintegrate. Ooh.
Alkur takes it and sticks it in like the wand sheath.
Yep.
Like,
A
weapon
wand
goes
of...
here.
You don't want to stick your tongue to this one.
All you injured ones come together.
It's a wand of Kono Cold. I think it's heightened. See?
Crusher's spinning.
He eventually peels it off. That's not good.
Alkur will stick that in the
Okay.
like the wand holster.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to keep this one. He needs to actually identify it though. DC 39 for 19th level items.
Aid from Alkur.
Okay, and
Or specifically Alkarn.
his Arcana is plus 29.
Oof.
41. Oh,
I don't subtract. I give you a minor aid.
it's weird.
Weird is a mighty spell.
Oh yes, it's actually the spell I meant, not as in it's just strange.
Damn it.
I do not fall for such tricks.
No, of course not.
10. It's 2d8. It's 10.
All right, you be a good little wizard and hold on to those two wands, and I'll hold on to this one.
4.
Of course. We should help tend to the wounded.
That's a healer's job. But before you go, you could tend to my wounds.
And you're one of the wounded.
Yes, I almost forgot. The wound wand, the weird wand made me... He takes a wide berth around Shadow. Kind of keeping Alkur between him and Shadow.
Okay. We've got...
So if we spent 10 minutes, I put 24 healing on everybody.
are we spending 10 minutes?
That was the
That's a
question
good question.
Crusher was saying.
So, Alkur...
Ptolemy's tentacles turn back into his arms and hands.
So Alkur the White, using his staff, that is fully charged right now, can do bursts. So when did the bursts stop making sense? 34, no, that's 140.
These are the people injured.
Yeah, so we're looking for like 70 damage, 70 healing in a burst form. Okay, so we'll be doing 2d8 or 2d10 plus 2 healing bursts. So first burst, 15 healing. Second burst, 15 healing.
So 30?
That's 30. Third burst, 12 healing.
Which is exactly what Ptolemy needed. Please allocate your hero points.
Oh, yeah.
So, Marty,
Mm-hmm.
could you pull out the old Alkur token? So I can use him as just like the notepad for all the Alkur.
Sure.
or I could pick one of the Alkurs. to be
Yeah,
the
just pick
notepad.
one of them to be the...
Okay, I'll use Alkur the White as the notepad.
Okay.
Hero point.
No, you have to have everything in triplicate.
Here's just a quick note. If you're within 15 feet of Crusher, you have a +2 versus mental effects.
And
It's
if you're within
constant
15
aura.
feet of Alkur the White, you're just blessed.
Nice.
Okay, how long did those are just single action bursts? Or full round actions?
They're like one or two, three action bursts.
Okay.
That's
I take it those mutagens you gave us, they only last like a minute or something, Ahmed?
Which
Yeah,
one?
it's an hour.
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut is gonna last for a sec. And
Mind you, if I've already gone through the temporary hit points, I've already gone through them. So
it's gonna last for 2 hours.
yeah, okay. But I already went through the temporary hit points. So
If you're full points, if you, no. If you're full hit points, you're gonna get another 30 hit points in 10 minutes.
okay,
It comes back up. It tops up your max.
all right.
When you're at max hit points for 10 minutes, you get 30 more. And you have the
Okay.
DR.
All right.
Is it giving him fast healing, or how is it topping him off?
No, I
No,
got
no. If he's up top,
If you top off, okay.
then
Yeah.
it comes back up.
All right. So at this point, you took the 50 heal or the 42 healing to the characters on the screen, right?
Yeah, so I'm topped up and I got my 30 temporary hit points.
I healed
We're not
Tommy.
spending 10 minutes.
I don't know. Are you?
Did Crusher or did Shadow take his 42 healing?
Yes.
No, Shadow. No.
You took some
I
other
gave
number.
24. I took 20 because I gave 24 healing from 10 minutes of.
Okay,
I did-
that hasn't happened yet.
That hasn't happened. Okay, so he's at 164, and he had 42 healing. So it's 122. Cool.
Okay, you spent a couple of rounds. Tommy grabbed the wands. There is a staff lying next to Lord Byrne that he dropped.
Okay, Oscar will pick up the staff.
There is a very powerful sword that Ptolemy's saying we should take.
Oscar's policing up the gear.
Okay. I've added a greater hat of the Magi, a major staff of evocation, which Ptolemy automatically identifies, the high grade cold iron shield that the prince was wielding. The cold iron shield has the symbol of the greater temple on it.
Cool.
Well, why would he be wearing this? It's like he went rotten.
He was here for some time. All right.
Robe of the Archmagi Gray, not the greater kind, just the normal robe. Ptolemy has to roll for the other two items though. 48 and 48, like a boss. +2 greater resilient breastplate. And Elemental Assessor is a +3 major striking, corrosive, flaming, frost, shock, high-grade adamantine scimitar.
Dash good scimitar.
Dibs. Oh. Of an archer and a monk.
If
Damn.
it may break some of the crafting rules, but it's special in that way that it
It's a scimitar. So whoever could wield a scimitar, one of the Gronks should be swinging that.
Yeah.
A scimitar is a one-handed.
But
It's
you've
not
got
a
the
finesse
answer.
weapon, right? Or is it?
I don't imagine it is.
I don't believe it's a sneak attack weapon. But it was a sneak attack weapon.
Marty, could Crusher use it when he's a werebearer?
Are
Yeah.
you proficient?
there is no
Oh yeah, you got barbarian.
there is no
Penalty?
there is no concept of large weapon, I don't think.
No, it's a small weapon. It's a large crusher.
No,
It's a medium weapon,
I
but a large-
I think large creatures can use medium weapons
Okay.
in this system.
And I'm just saying it can be a useful weapon to bypass or to just apply damage most of the time.
Ahmed?
Yeah?
Put 38 healing on Crusher, 29 healing on Max, and 30 healing on Shadow.
38, 29, and 30.
Okay, how long did it take to
3 more rounds.
3 more rounds? Okay, we're not into the waiting 10 minutes kind of thing.
No. And then we're going to probably just pump 2 more into Shadow and keep on trotting.
So if this is costing you, we have a ton of healing potions, right? But
well,
those
then
could be used in combat.
No, then those do more healing, right?
69.
Yeah.
So they're much better than my 30 hit points from a
Yeah.
staff. type heals.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do 2 more onto Shadow, and I think we're going to call it a day.
I'm at 92 damage. Just an FYI.
Well,
A couple, they are. Yeah.
fucking sucked. Oh, wait a sec, that number's wrong. That should be plus 36, not plus 20, so add another 16 to that, so that's 55. Another 55 healing.
Wow. Right on.
Okay. It's at this point that you can hear.
Let's bring on the maralith. Bring her on.
And Alkur takes the healing staff and shoves it in his holding bag because it's fucking drained.
You can hear and see down the stairs, the grand staircase, just sort of feet away. There was a low kind of growl of an arcane symbol. And now there's like flashing, like there's some sort of fireworks going on down the stairs. And you can hear crackling, like something like phosphorus is burning. Like a lot of light flashing from down the stairs, and it's like a powder keg had been lit. Like that's the sort of sound you're getting.
Okay.
What the hell is
going to sneak over to take a look at what the hell's going on?
Okay. Oscar sneaks over to the edge of the stairs, and
What the fuck is going on down here?
if we go to level 1, you can see down the stairs to a bronze set of doors.
Alright. Is there like a really red hot thing with sparks coming through down
The runes on the antipathy barrier look like they've been painted over with something that has got it's like a jelly with sparkly stuff suspended in it, but the jelly looks like it's been set ablaze with a magical fire. Oscar, give me a perception check to see if you see the person that has done this.
Got too many Alkurs currently. Oscar's perception is plus. Okay, alright. 48.
Okay. 48 perceptions. That's pretty good.
Fighting someone. You should get that checked out by a doctor. Just-
Yeah, Oscar, you saw a shimmer in the air and a slight flash, like somebody may have teleported or may have dimension doored or like used a spell to traverse. You do see all the sludge goes down to this big bucket of sludge that is sitting right next to the door, and it's like burning from the edges, and it looks like it's like highly combustible, and it's going down to a sizable barrel that is sitting right in front of the antipathy barrier.
Boy, that looks like a fucking problem.
Oscar gets the spidey sense of a rogue that, yeah, this thing's gonna go boom, and if it's a boom like the one that you guys saw from outside, you don't want to be standing where you are.
Call for someone with
maybe
feet.
think that I can stop the thing from going boom?
So Oscar immediately knows that he needs to break these six trails of this sludge that seem to be going, like, tracing kind of across the bronze door as well as the runes on the bronze door.
How big is this barrel?
Now we know they're desperate.
The barrel's about the size of Oscar.
So it'll fit in a portable hole.
Oscar realizes that he has a split-second decision to make.
He's going to try to put the barrel. He's going to try to go down there, put the portable hole, whip it out, have the thing fall in the hole, Poop it closed. It can't go boom. If it booms all of our magic. Oh god, that's a terrible decision. Oscar, run away and let this shit explode.
He's Oscar flinched for a moment and kind of touched the velvety, silky beauty of the portable hole. He's like, no! Oscar breaks. It's like, where was Oscar? Oh, now he's running.
Run away!
Run away!
Oscar would later think about it and he was pretty sure he had a 50-50 of racing down there to get it in time. And then yeah. All right. Let's go to the main floor. Oscar starts running and kind of runs into the party and keeps on running.
Yep. You should be running.
Everyone starts to run. Oscar is like already halfway down when this horrible explosion. Luckily, the door absorbs quite a bit of it, and it's more of a concussive blast that sends a few of you scrambling to the ground. Some of you, like Crusher, Kreiger, and Max kind of just skitters off to the side. Shadow, you're not very grunky, so you kind of got blasted to the ground. Darion ended up getting kind of pushed into a pillar. Ptolemy's like whimpering on the ground as a few tiles from the roof do fall off.
I'm just gonna do that right there.
The entire temple did shake with the explosion, and immediately, Darion, your detect evil, you know that evil caused this. There's nothing good that will come of this explosion.
Okie doke.
That boom smells like evil and gunpowder.
And I'm just going to draw a bit of an X through the bronze doors and that antipathy barrier at the bottom.
Hey, look, it's so much easier to get found through the building. Like the local construction union C450 is just down.
What in the blazes was that? Says Tommy as he crawls towards Darion and on his hands and knees and kind of mouths the words, "Protect me."
Oh,
Of course, my lord.
redecorating.
Okay, not almost like perhaps these things were set up ahead of time, and they were set off almost simultaneously. Another explosion, a little bit deeper. This one does not kick up any dirt from that stairwell. But you do see that the smoke after the there's a really deep rumble. It sounds really close, and a couple of like pieces of stone fall from the ceiling. Like a couple of the panes of glass from the broken panes do kind of crash to the ground. But there is a third explosion now that has rocked the temple, and that one was deeper within.
This isn't good. I don't know why, but
Apparently, they had more than one team with their saboteurs within this place.
How many bronze doors were there? This is what's keeping Zuggtmoy in, isn't it?
Yes,
she's like, oh,
time is short.
what's the next plan? What's the next move?
Get me my spear.
Kerr's gonna.
Fuck.
How does Zuggtmoy feel in my brain, Marty? Is she
Um,
all excited, or is she just like this is all happening, sort of, and she's not?
the golden wedge seems
It's
to be has advanced slightly as the explosions have happened.
And the wedge is going towards Zuggtmoy?
Yep. The wedge has traversed probably 2/3 the distance.
We should hurry.
1, 2.
Alright, let's fucking go. No use crying over spilt noble blood. Let's go.
All right, where are you guys headed?
We're gonna follow the trail of destruction. Hopefully, we're gonna follow the bronze door.
Yep. If we can still get through, that is.
Yep. No, the assumption is that they're trying to clear us out. So we're just
Okay, so you go down the stairs. Yeah, the bottom of the stairs, which once had a bronze door with the really powerful abjuration rune on it, has been blown right open. I'm going to bring you guys down to level 1. And you now can see the hallway with all the grim, with the grim frescoes of elementals slaughtering people, the smoke and the heat kind of still hanging in the air. Shadow, over the explosion, you catch the scent of the old man stink.
The old guy. Son of a bitch.
So the two doors are still sparking with heat, and some of the remaining runes are kind of burning up or crackling. Some of them blazing with like the heat of burning phosphorus. There's a very strong sulfury phosphorescent or phosphorus smell in the air.
Shadow, if we're going to come across one of the guardians of her, she has your spear.
Can we kill her?
Well,
Let's go find her.
Let's follow the path of the explosions.
Okay.
Can you lead us?
Can I lead you? I don't know. Who's gonna find my way down?
Well, we're gonna fucking follow.
Which way are you going, left
you
or
go
right?
that way, we follow. We're gonna stealth down.
Which way, left or right?
Where Shadow's making the decision.
Okay, we're on map 1 now. Sorry, I was looking up some of the magic. No, for the sword, I was figure that out. Okay, we're gonna go. Oh hell. Doesn't matter. Go. Shadow's gonna go left.
Okay, you get away from some of the smoke and haze in the air, and you realize that this back wall is just splattered with dirt, and there's a both fresh and kind of rotten dirt smell in the air. You're guessing the other explosion happened just in this chamber?
It's through there.
Alright, we're fucking through the Earth Temple then.
Okay. You kind of poke your head through the chained curtains, and Oscar just double checks that there's no trap on this side.
Traps.
Yep. Yeah, this bronze door was looks like it was blown in, revealing some steps that descend into the temple. The barrier similarly looks like it is baking from the explosion and kind of fizzling and popping. Just the walls are painted in this crusty earth.
So
You do see fragments of another barrel, and then Oscar sees signs of the phosphorus stuff.
yeah, this is smashed to hell, right?
This is all smashed to hell and
Oscar's
blown
gonna
in.
go get a sample of that phosphorus stuff.
Okay.
I know of an alchemist who, if we could make whatever god level magic of exploding barrels, that'd be cool for like a dank king.
Yep. These little side rooms were vestibules. Little areas where there are containers, usually for oils or other holy waters, unholy waters. So you're quickly able to find something that you could scrape off some of the unused goo. Weird flecks inside the goo, but it's strange that the goo would be like it kind of is breaking your medieval mind. in a way where magic, you just summarize this must be magical.
So,
Yeah.
That's how you dealt with science back then. I don't understand. It's magic.
How can the water thing be flammable? I guess Greek fire. Yeah, I guess, you know.
sample oil.
Yeah.
Sample of flecky boom goo.
It has a strangely organic look to it, though, which really...
There's some big jelly bug out there that is trailable.
Ooh, fascinating. These barriers are what keeps Zuggtmoy in.
They are.
So, your friend, and he turns and looks at Darion, is doing this?
It smells
Lord.
like him.
Yes?
Let's just get these fucking demons.
Right. Okay, Shadow, you notice that there are some footprints in the earth.
Okay.
We're talking some really, really big, weird, bipedal hoof prints. Like something...
Something similar to what we fought in the Earth domain.
Minotaurs?
It's a little bit stranger than the Minotaur hoof prints. You can't tell. It was definitely came from the area of the explosion, but he kind of lingered over on this side of the wall for a while, and then the footprints just disappear.
Okay, so it's not the Angus Beef Battalion. Alright, that's fine.
The Angus Beef Battalion.
That's all they are to us now. We're 17th level. They're Minotaurs are a joke.
I want some steak. You just make Minotaurs run around in a field and eat grass. That's it. Fatten up.
It's like the Wagyu beef of the plane.
Bunch of frightened dumbass Minotaurs. That's hilarious. Love it. It's like the sub-race of Minotaurs that are for milking and cheese. and then the Angus Minotaurs.
Yep.
And just to be cruel, the really toughest Minotaurs get the job of keeping the other Minotaurs in line. Minotaur glue, Minotaur hides. Wearing your Minotaur hat, cowboy hat with room for the horns.
Say how to bend.
I'm gonna use that if I remember for some abyssal realm that is just so wrong. Like the Lord of Minotaurs runs his hell like that. Baphomet, I think he's called.
I think that some of those names are really close to one another, so it's like, isn't that like the dragon guy of good? Yeah, not Baha, it's Baha.
Baphomet as opposed to Bahamut. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Shadow. There's still too much dust in the air to get really a good scent, but they definitely were standing near the door before the explosion, and then the explosion happened. You caught the footprints that weren't actually impacted by the explosion, and the footprints basically went to here and stopped. Like he stood there for a while. He could still be standing there, although you're not getting us.
No, I can see invisibility.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's still here, guys? No, I'm just kidding.
That was a poor joke. You need to work on your jokes, Shadow.
Yeah, like that boy that kept crying wolf.
New rule. No jokes during the blood moon, because we don't know if you're serious. Although, if somebody was watching us...
Here, Maralith.
It might be funny.
To me it is.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Tell
Now
me.
that we're keep using that nose of yours. Don't worry. At the end of the trail, we'll find your spear.
This earth is pretty gross. While it was all kind of like normal-looking dirt at the top, down further it suggests that there have been many generations of death and destruction that is kind of mulched up from the bottom. Like there was a layer of
I imagine they just sweep the entire dungeon into this room and then just pack it down and then just.
It is the landfill of the temple.
yeah, and like they put fresh dirt over top so it doesn't smell as bad. Like there's a gross sort of layer of bone and sludge underneath the dirt.
If there's a virus in any part of this temple, it's in this room.
Yep, there is a nice black mold that is growing over all of the sludge as well.
What kind of virus is this?
The staircase that leads beyond the destroyed bronze doors and antipathy barrier goes down.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you guys to
You
level
gotta
2.
thank him for making this trip easier on us.
I am concerned.
You mean that we were being railroaded directly where they want us to go? Yeah, me too.
I am concerned that it is too late.
It's never
Dude.
too late. We are the
I
forces
agree.
of good.
It is never too late.
Well, the doors are destroyed. The runes that are along these stairs do look like they are still there.
Okay. On level 3, right?
2.
2.
2. Oh, sorry.
Hall of Triumphant Evil.
On this.
Oh, what is that damn thing? Oscar?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. This is Mark asking Adam, do you remember what that yellow thing is, and do we need to be concerned?
Yeah, they are a bunch of runes. Right now, Shadow just kind of doesn't want to go across the stairwell. And
It would crack.
Alkur the Black doesn't want to pass over the stairwell. Ptolemy's now sort of leaning down and he's looking at the runes and he's trying to decipher them again.
What kind of wall is this?
It's not a wall, it is runes upon the staircase.
No,
They're
behind us.
behind you is the destroyed bronze door that is partially shattered across the stairwell that you guys are standing in.
Right there.
That's kind of like the ceiling because you're kind of coming up from the.
We're coming.
Oscar will attempt to step into it.
Okay, Oscar. You feel the fiend in your head recede.
Well, shit, Oscar. I could have done that.
Well, yeah. Oscar will walk through. Does he feel? Does it come back?
Yeah, the fiend kind of growls like you woke it up by walking across that place.
You should warn me next time.
So Darion walked through, I assume, to no ill effect?
Yeah, you don't even sense evil from the runes. And you are able to walk through. Ptolemy walks through as well.
Alright.
Shadow,
Gonna...
you don't want to walk through the runes. Give me a will
Nope.
save, or if you force yourself.
No. He's like,
No, I don't want to do this.
Shadow Crusher's gonna
Hey.
approach.
Yep.
Same thing.
No, Crusher's fine.
Come along, I'll come with you.
Yeah, hold my fucking hand, why don't you?
Hey,
Shadow's
Why
gonna
don't you
try to walk
carry
through.
the big baby? Come on.
Are we able to, like, is there a spell, like check because we.
Yeah, give me a knowledge arcana or one of the other mental or one of the other magical traditions.
All right, Shadow will try to approach.
Okay. Will
Or
save.
give him a knowledge, whatever you feel like, because you've got that.
Because
Knowledge arcana for everything.
I have unified theory. And I
49,
might be
not
very
20.
confused because I opened up 2 Alkur the Whites and no Alkur the Blacks, so I've been running this like an idiot. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm a dum-dum.
Nat 20. This is a. It would take a ritual to put down this ward stone. It is similar to the doors themselves, but for whatever reason they decided to put them on the stairs. Basically, evil creatures will not be able to cross.
Shadow's not evil.
I know.
It's an evil type.
Nat 20. So am I able to cross or not?
Oh, that was your will save.
That's my.
Yeah, Shadow. Like.
Oh, sorry. 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 That was
40 was the knowledge.
Oh yeah. You get both of that. The DC of the will save and the check were both 40. So yeah, Shadow is able to grit and just sort of bear it, and he's able to cross. Yeah, Max is no problem. He doesn't have.
He doesn't have evil running through his veins. Just
I don't
you.
like them steps.
Aside from the recent destruction, these steps are dusty, or it looks like dust was kicked up from them, like they're just not used. Likely because of this barrier. Evil creatures don't want to use the stairs.
Well, Alkur traditional Alkur the
See?
Black.
I'm fine.
Yeah, Alkur
If
the.
he wanted to, if he wanted to cross this, like in his mind, is it? I don't want to use the stairs. Would it mean I want to teleport across, fly across, or go another way?
Yeah, you probably don't want to interact with the magic because it'll cause you to like flee from the vicinity of the stairs. You could find other ways around it, and you guys know the temple well enough at this point in time that you know there's other ways to.
Like so, your brain just goes, no, you go that way. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
done. Okay, and then he'll go back to.
You might not. You like. If you failed your save, you might not even be able to approach, like within a certain amount of feet.
Got it.
But before turning
We're
back,
definitely
like,
going a
it's
different way home, though.
powerful
That's for sure.
ritual.
Yes, this is the stuff that, well, if we had Lord Burns' notes, which were Fowlerant's notes, they put down these wards long ago.
Ultimately, if Lord Boone was alive, he would have told us how it was done. We should fetch their souls so they can be returned.
You guys know Fowlerant, right?
Mm,
Yes. Valorant is TK. Or not TK, the Taharon. Taharon is Valorant.
No, that's the other dude.
Oh shit, no. Valorant
Was the guy who had
this room.
the
Not this room.
yeah, he's the one who had the golden skull.
He's the one who had the golden skull in Alkur's books.
Lord Byrne traveled with Fowlerant and was Fowlerant's apprentice when they defeated the temple the first
So
time.
this should be us first making that connection, because for us, we killed him in the first interaction with him. We never learned his name. He was that wizard guy in the corner.
How did you learn Fowlerant's name though? Because he came up.
The other people in
I
the
think
temple
it
were
is-
calling him Valorant.
Yeah.
And we forgot the history.
No, but how do you know? Like, how did it come up that Fowlerant was Lord Byrne's master?
That I don't know. This is the first.
No.
Wasn't it in books that we found?
Oh yeah, it was in the books that Alkur found in
Yeah.
Taharon's.
Okay.
Yeah. So Fowlerant was a good guy, but he went
Well,
bad.
You do a very good job of it.
Well, no, we beat him up, and his soul was lost. But he's the one with the golden skull, wasn't he?
Yes, he was the one with the golden skull. Yeah, and then he's the one who drew the circle and sacrificed his soul to who knows where.
Don't we need to get the skull back so we can go?
Certainly do.
Go-
All in the same direction.
So we can go get Boo-Hoo
Boogie, yeah.
No. The product of Boohoo.
Hey,
Single tier.
Skull it is then.
later you could make her sleepy.
I'll just deal with my headache another time.
We should
I'm
do.
half convinced if I slayed you with the answer, it would be okay with it.
If we found a way to where
Eat
she's
me.
trapped, we could start undoing the
Infections.
no, undo the, remember the distraction to get the Boohoo?
Yes, we have to unhook the nodes to draw away those that would smote those who are collecting the tears.
Yes. We gotta unhook the things, which means we need to be in the other planes when we get there.
Yes.
Oh.
Those of us with the ability to plane shift will have a very dangerous task in front of us.
Yes. And we need the skull, right, Oscar?
To the chamber. Yeah, to get in the chamber.
No. The skull allows you to... Doesn't it have a connection to the nodes?
Yeah. That's also the thing to get you to nodes.
Hold on a second, I have a question.
Also,
nodes
you
are
just
all
use your
connected
words
to each
get
other,
the
correct?
portals, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the nodes are all connected to each other. So
Yes.
how many castings do you need to break the nodes away from each other?
None. We know the command words.
No, you don't understand. My concern is once the thing in the water realizes the nodes are being broken, it will come out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to kill that fucker before we start.
Alright then.
What, Nautanica?
I'd rather do it out here, but not in there.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting a giant squid out here, I'll be honest with you.
Wait, 3 explosions, 3 doors. I haven't heard anything else yet.
Let's find this third explosion. Shadow.
No, the front door, the one right here, and the one...
Oh, this one. Oh, okay, I see.
3 in total.
She's on this layer.
No, this is level 2.
She's the
It's
layer.
down one.
Sorry, one layer below.
Looks
North
like you
side.
lost some
Where
smarts,
are
but
the
changed.
stairs to go down to the... Oh, they're there.
Well, then we should be making our way to level 4.
It's right in the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Alternately, let's go check out
Bye-bye.
this doorway.
Okay.
We haven't looked in there. Oscar's gonna lead the way.
Are we sure that... Oh, no, that was a different room where you look in the mirror and you find your evil self. That would be fun at 17th level, wouldn't it? Ah!
Oh no! Reflections.
Where is this?
We're gonna go see
Blue
what's through
alley.
that doorway, because based off of the geometry, it looks like.
Okay, so this door is also covered in runes that both hedge the door and similar to the pattern that was on the stairs, probably keeps evil creatures from approaching the doors.
Does.
There's
Is there a
there's
hissing sound?
there's no goo, there's no hissing sound. It looks like whomever was playing pyrotechnics or setting up these bombs has stopped here.
Ran out of goo. Or something. Yeah.
Maybe you just couldn't get down here, but there's other ways I don't understand.
We should find our way to the other side of this door. Let's get down to level 3.
There's no big door on level 3, says Thick Stormy. I should know, it's my temple after all. That's not true. When you guys were in the Casino de Soli, you did see one door.
Yeah. Which should be this one.
Mhm.
There's a door at the top of the stairs and a door at the bottom.
Yeah, no. There is a door, Ptolemy.
Just open it.
Is it,
But we don't want to open this one yet.
Oh, there's one here. Oh, the one down. Which means that
Yes.
there are only 2 more barriers that your friend knows how to break.
Apparently. Well,
You do see the wedge is approximately 60% across the way in the mindscape.
We need to hurry.
which I can do. We need that skill.
Fine, let's make our way to the water domain. Let it not be our watery graves.
We will take the secret door to level 3.
Sure.
Okay, which is...
Baba.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
I won't it let me. Map tools, you've betrayed me for the last time.
Oh, and you also discover this little weird secret door that elbows between the temple.
Just for shits and giggles, I threw that in there.
Yep.
Somebody was reading the plans wrong when they were making the whole secret
Ah.
rock.
Oh, no, yeah, it's supposed to be solid. I have built. Break it up again.
Gygax!
Storage closet now. There we go.
So, Alkur and Bone Crusher do sense Nautanica's mind slave still kind of in the margins of the mind realm. Like, you could go and make contact to her that way if you wanted. I don't know if that's something you want to
We wish
do.
to treat.
The woman steps forward. Let me just see if I have her token. Water node, maybe?
This is the same woman that.
When the shadow didn't kill, just knocked out.
The voice in the deep.
Shut up!
You guys are on level 3?
We're on our way down level 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Level 3. Level 3.
There's like no great spots to fight a maralith. So.
And those stairs deposit you where again? Right there.
I think it's. Yeah, I'll be right.
Or there. No, I think it's up here.
Yeah. Because I remember it was really a really inconvenient location. Where is that?
Okay, you pause there as Alkur is you guys are striding forward and Alkur stops for a moment. Crusher are you letting everyone know that you're having a conversation in your heads, or?
Hold on a second.
Okay, let me grab the voice in the deep.
Are you moving a little bit with us, Adam, or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay close to me. You get some mental strength.
In the mindscape, it's weird because Alkur looks like he's got 3 faces, where the middle face is the one that's in charge, and there are 2 others that are sort of muttering or looking on.
Bring us to the threshold. Like those.
Bone Crusher is looking more and more like a bottled spirit of rage. Like the power of the bear is being held close by his discipline and mental strength. The woman with the strange tentacle kind of stuck to her back. She even in the mind space, you can feel that she's almost like not herself, and that her spirit has been just beaten down and manipulated and pushed aside. A convenient way, perhaps, for Nautanica not to be beholden to Zuggtmoy. Yes. We heard the explosion. We know that he comes.
We need the skull.
Why?
Cleanse the fungus from this place. It is crucial.
How are you going to cleanse the filth of ages of that demoness of filth?
The same way you would do anything that seemed impossible through magic.
You are a fractured being. You are lessers.
I am made whole. I am not fractured.
Zuggtmoy has used powerful spells to breach those barriers. He has used magic that will take time to recuperate.
You only got so many tenths per day, don't you, buddy?
He will likely return in the morrow and finish the task.
Well, best we get started then, wouldn't you say? Or do you think Zuggtmoy is not interested in Nautanica?
Is Darion got fungus in his head?
No.
Oh, this is in the head? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking with Voices in the Deep.
Yeah, this is Voice of the Deep is not actually
but
standing
no,
there.
but because she's there, I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
Then our time is limited.
We have the remaining stones.
Excellent. We should not give the skull to Zuggtmoy.
No, we should not.
We should not let the skull fall into the hands of Ayuz.
No, we should not.
While this is their creation, it is also their weakness.
Provide us the skull and the god-killing weapon, or face your doom.
Crusher goes.
It's like you're forcing someone to laugh on your behalf. There's something lost in the translation. You are
Broken.
you are so small. There are 2 demon lords here. Perhaps if you were lucky, once out of 10,000 times you could defeat 1, but 2?
I don't know if we've been through this a billion times, but it might be close.
You weren't always the one here. There were others before you. So we've done this more than you have.
You think I do not know what your souls have been put through?
I don't believe you understand the situation that you are in. Provide us the skull and the god-killing weapon, and we shall spare you.
And what do you offer in exchange? For the skull, the weapon will remain with me.
Freedom from
it's
this
on.
place once you are cleansed. You will submit to cleansing.
Not enough. I
Calamari
Generous
time.
an offer.
I want 1 of you.
Just give him shadow. Just was the saggy rotten dog. On the end of a tentacle, firing merciless arrows of doom through the water.
I trust that these rats will find a way to flee a sinking ship. I want 1 of you. and inside I shall flee with you.
Oscar wants to make a sex joke, but he's not part of the conversation.
Yep. Do you agree?
Travel to the domain of water from your node. Don't trap yourself there. Go to the domain of water. That is your freedom. This is literally hell.
Yes, it is a forgotten place, a foreboding place, a desolate place. But it is our ark.
We will be restarting that of creation. I'm assuming you want to be existing through the experience.
I will take that upstart, the one whose ancestors mingled with things they should not.
Which one?
Just do it.
That describes 3 or 4 party members.
Alkur definitely should have been there.
A
Oh,
curious creature.
Oscar. Shadow.
His devil blood must have provided some stability for the aberration to grow. He will not mind my brief presence. Is it agreed?
Is this evil Alkur?
What is your definition of brief?
All of us have been here a long time, Bone Crusher. I remember. You do not.
Alkur will withdraw from the mindscape to consult with the party.
Okay. Ha 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 ha, as she gets pulled off to the side.
Alkira will be the voice for this discussion. Terms have been offered to exchange the skull. Safe passage was requested within Ptolemy.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep. Explain how
Does it
safe
look like
passage.
he's trying to get somebody either out of prison?
What do you mean safe passage through Ptolemy?
As a host, almost. A carrier.
What, like that thing? Pointing at the.
My understanding.
Oh, Ptolemy is a ship of one.
Yeah, I'm pretty much against the whole concept.
Yeah. No, we're just gonna kill this thing. How about that? That's.
So
It
we
is
don't.
given the option to not be destroyed if it chose otherwise.
Fine.
We're gonna kill it, right? I don't know what the fuck this conversation's about, anyways. Maybe it's got my fucking spear. I know, shut up. In my mind it works.
Why does it want me?
Said
It says
something
you are
about your.
compatible due to the inconsistencies in your bloodline. The mingling of devilish and aberrant traits.
Yeah. Yes, I've always wondered about that. They seem to be at odds with each other. Then again, Perhaps my ancestors were some bastard of some great conflict.
Or maybe they just like to, you know, have make other things tired and weepy.
Yes.
What happens in the barn stays in the barn.
Oscar's nodding along like he understands.
Don't know what horrible torture bonds you're talking about, but that sounds awful.
It is. It is.
How temporary.
The time frame was not given.
Oh, yeah.
We should refuse this offer. He will not give the god-killing weapon. The god-killing weapon should be studied and reproduced.
Well, that I agree with.
The god-killing what now? what who's revenge?
Why are we killing the gods now?
There's not that many left.
Yeah, they're all dead, basically. Haven't you realized that now?
My god's still around. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Ask him to make an appearance. Good luck.
Okay, and he casts a healing spell.
You know what I mean. How much healing do I get?
Actually, you get 46.
4-6 or 4d6?
46.
Wow, how the...
Yes, most impressive.
So
But
do you take it back?
I convert immediately.
so, we tell her maybe, as a ruse.
Yes. We should tell her as a ruse.
I'm not very good at telling ruses.
Okay.
I am a bear.
Can
The
that thing hear?
the voice in the deep at the end of the tentacle starts to like wiggle around like she's being caused pain. And it's thrusting in your general direction.
Alkur will
and
take an action to focus on the art of the lie. And will grant himself expertise in deception.
okay.
Yeah, Crusher's not showing up.
A wise decision.
But I'm staying within 15 feet of Alkur.
Alkur the Black will be the one to feed
So-
the liars.
I don't know if this helps you or not, but it's exactly what it says.
What have you decided?
What you have requested is agreeable, assuming that the god-killing weapon is part of the deal. We need to use it to kill one of the demon lords.
It's only enough power to kill one.
We have weapons to deal with the other.
Then deal with the other, and I shall kill its partner.
We cannot deal with the partner until we get the skull. The skull is what is used to get the weapons we need. We have a way to destroy fungus.
Then it is agreed. The weapon shall be used in the fight, but it is my tentacle that will pull the trigger.
Agreed.
The skull is awaiting you by the water portal. You should hurry. Ayus can sense its presence.
Go, bitches! Alkur will.
Give me your bluff to see if she
Deception.
believe. Yeah. The weird thing is that the deception is coming through a proxy, so this might actually be doable on your side.
4 plus. I think I've got a plus 4. Yeah, I got plus 4 charisma. And talk slow. 34. You roll very good.
Okay, I'm gonna look up.
A bird.
Yeah, the voice in the deeps.
You got one rounded by a shadow. That doesn't mean too much because I get one rounded by shadow.
Yep. She was like an improved Nixie.
We have no idea what she could have been anything because she got just first round.
Oh no, a Naiad Queen. There we go. That would be +2, so the DC would be... Huh, alright. She doesn't yell like liar or anything like that. She does recede across the field, and it feels like you have made a bargain.
Okay, well, we're gonna head towards the portal.
Okay.
Yep.
Which way are you going?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
We're gonna go south here. We're gonna go.
Okay.
That way.
Alright.
Yeah, that looks good.
Down to level 4.
We're gonna be walking in Alkur the Grey style, so we have some freedom movements on hand in case things are less than.
Here comes the probe! Cool. Make your way quickly.
Wow.
Run really fast.
You slowpokes catch up.
Alright. It should be at the Water Temple.
Who else is a fast mover?
Crusher.
Anybody else?
No.
Alkur is faster than most of the people in the party. But he's also more of a coward than most of the people in the party.
He's more the type to stand behind the knight with the shield and the armor.
He just wants to be faster than the slowest person and slower than the fastest person.
Can move a fast amount.
You're using the herd protection man.
Into the temple, you enter the evil ground of the greater temple itself. Things are pretty much as you have left them. You step over the now rotting body of the fire giant.
Pansy.
And you guys see down the hallway, glittering in all of its glory, is standing in a puddle of water. Is that the water temple? No.
That's the air. Water's at the top.
Water is all the worst in the world.
Yep, you go splish splashing down the water temple corridor, and you can see just sitting, looking straight ahead, kind of half submerged in the water in the room.
Oscar is going to sneak up and steal the skull.
Okay,
Invisible
so
creatures.
so Oscar steps with his sneak. You don't even see the splish splash of his footsteps. It's like he is sort of riding the waves that everyone else is creating to kind of sneak through the water. You could see the orb. The imp is giggling, but he's also saying, "Be careful, be careful." And you can see that the 2 gems that you had placed inside the skull there, and the other gems kind of flaring up in your pocket.
Oh, Shadow. By the way, Shadow's standing there, ready to pop.
Darion will move up with you.
Okay, there is a. It's almost like you could see the thing leaking evil into the water.
The skull?
The skull, yep.
Yeah, they sort of figured it's 4 or 5 evil artifacts all rolled into one.
What's that on the wall?
You are staring at an artifact that was created by these evil fiends that are responsible for at least half of this mess.
Alkur will attempt to thieve the skull.
Alkur or Oscar?
You mean Oscar?
Oscar.
Yeah.
Now Kurt
Oscar
doesn't do that.
fails.
That was the slip.
Okay, in the brief moment that you kind of like adjusted, like you sort of looked down and were like concentrating on the evil, you feel it sort of move, and Oscar picks up the skull, Give me your check versus Darion's perception DC.
Oh.
Some calamari.
I only fail on a critical fail.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Is it
Perception.
the stealth check or the thievery check?
Thievery.
Okay, the thievery I can fail.
34, I think. Yeah.
53. It's mine.
So critical success. Yeah, you stuck it away so quickly that it's like it disappeared almost.
Where'd it go?
Oscar's now going get away from the portal.
There's a
Oscar?
good light source and nothing to hide behind. Where is he?
Oscar!
Hey, what are you waiting by the portal for? Get the fuck over.
Where'd the skull go?
Don't worry, it's all safe. I'm not carrying it though. But don't worry about it.
Good. Step 1 is complete. Step 2. Take over the world.
Fine.
We need it.
Oscar's currently playing pocket pool with the gems, trying to kind of stick them in the skull.
Okay, you're trying to fashion them into the skull. All right.
If they clink in, or if they have to.
I think they did clink in. Let's go over what powers Oscar automatically knows that he now has because of the skull being completed.
Air and water.
And
Knew that.
Yep.
Poison spell at will.
Sorry, let me just check out the second edition module, and it's right at the back.
And let's go. I think it's in party pages, and it was.
It's called the Orb of Golden Death, so I don't know if you guys have skull or orb in your... OneNote just crashed.
My favorite.
Hey, Fox.
You mean?
No, I don't have anything orb or gold. Skull.
Gold is going to be everywhere.
Yeah, skull.
And I've got a skull.
Okay, no, we'll just create another sheet for it then.
I thought I had a sheet down. What's wrong?
If OneNote stops crashing. It's the second time. Party pages. Add page. Orb of Golden Death. Negotiation went well.
It went well.
All right, and Oscar, you keeping track of like number of times you've used the artifact?
I have used it once.
Okay.
It's on the top of my sheet. I've used the chaotic evil artifact one time.
This is a major artifact.
Major artifact, sir.
You can. What was it before? It was once per day airwalk?
It was airwalk at will.
Okay,
It was
yeah.
poison at will.
At will airwalk.
Automatically opened up the path to the air.
At will poison. At will airwalk. These are the air powers.
Poison was a skull power.
Yep.
Yeah.
A base power. The earth gem? Did you...
He has the water gem. Is what he stuck in it, and then I have the fire and the earth ones right now.
What was the power of the fire gem? You don't know?
Don't know. We never said. It didn't tell us in dive, but before it told us we stuck it in the thing.
Earth, air, fire, water, and you've got all four. Okay.
Yes.
Be right back.
Yeah, one of the base powers is at will plane shift to nodes. Requires gem, like the gem for the specific nodes. Which you now have. The Earth. I'm converting 2nd edition D&D into 2nd edition Pathfinder, which is not.
That's a hell of a hell of a jam.
A hell of a drug. Yeah. Is there stone skin in this system?
Check. I don't remember seeing it, but that's not a spell I usually like, so I would have skipped over it. So stone.
Yeah, they do.
Skin. There is stone skin, yes. Gives you resistant physical. Resistant physical except adamantine.
Duration 20 minutes. Okay, at will. Is Airwalk heightened or not? I think it's just self only.
Airwalk is its range touch.
This is a very selfish artifact. This is self only, and we'll say it's stone skin heightened to 8. Seems a bit much. 3 times per day. 3 times per day. Flame strike.
Flame strike. At will, flame strike's probably a problem.
Yeah.
Hello. Every time you use it, it's this little tick on your sheet that says you used a chaotic evil artifact.
Flame strike. Oh, it's the 4th time 1 note.
Is it the app or is it the...
It's the actual app.
Microsoft, how did you release such a steaming pile of dog crap?
I don't know if that's the... It has to be the Windows update that we've been using OneNote for...
Practice.
Yeah.
I'm just going to complain for a second. When I reboot my computer after the update, and they're telling me about all the phone OS features that my computer now has, it's one of those, you better not have broke anything. You did that for a bunch of stuff that my machine doesn't need.
Okay, at will water breathing self only, and at will water walk self only. That's not it. Now that the base and the, we'll call them combined 4 stone powers. We've got take no elemental environmental damage on an elemental plane. Once per 7 days. Conjure an elemental as per the summon animal spells go up. So this is 8th level spell. And then the last one is three times per day, summon a demon.
Hey, Darion, look what I can do!
Whose side is the demon on? Just
Well, Oscar, that's too bad.
Aren't you proud of me, Papa?
death by stupidity.
Okay, a constant power. It acts like a
Paladin magnet.
plus a +2 what do you call it?
Inherent?
I don't know what the Apex items, what they're called, but +2 charisma or 18 charisma. Actually, in this case, it's a +2 charisma or a 20 charisma to chaotic evil creatures.
Shadow, why are you looking so sexy? Oh, I don't like it.
It's like he's tempting you to go evil. I don't know.
Just go nuts! Wanna go nuts?
No, that means other nutso creatures like you. It's like you're it's like you're the Joker.
Bags.
Yeah, it's like you're the Joker.
Oscar, why are you looking so good?
You wanna go nuts?
That played differently in your mind, didn't it?
Yeah, we're fine.
And you know the orb can be used to raise and lower Zuggtmoy's throne.
Yes. Because it's got all the things.
Yep. Oscar can feel he clicks the last gem into place, and he feels power just flowing through his veins. You know that this item will. You built up such a rigorous kind of code of rules and honor, and this item, you know, will just allow you to sidestep that nonsense. Like a child on the school ground that obeyed the silly rules, and you've just grown beyond even being on the playground any longer. Nap time, juice time, hang up your backpack. It's time for recess. Like, those are all silly rules. Eat what you want, sleep when you want, take what you want. There are no conventions.
Alright, I remember this part too. Except it's way more powerful. Before it was like, you could poison people. Yeah, I could do it before. Just stab them.
Even the little fiend in your mind is kind of gawking at the item as your hand seems to be in the pocket where you're keeping it, where you've got it stashed right now.
What do you think of me now, fucker? It is mine.
It looks excited, but you can also smell fear. At this point in time, the party is now like, "Where did Oscar go?" And they're all like tromping around looking for Oscar. Because he can hide from scent. Like, he has powers where he just hides from everything.
He's going to turn around. What the fuck you all waiting for? Let's go.
Invisibility at will.
Okay, there's an annoyed look probably coming from Darion at this point, as Oscar seems to just be able to hide from all of you.
Yep.
Oh, how did you get over there? We didn't even see you.
Tell me. I'm kidding. I don't do that.
Who's up for some thieving?
Is that a rhetorical question, or we actually Is it democracy now?
We need to go steal some tears.
Oh, yes.
Well, more appropriately, who's going with me? Who's going to go piss her off?
What does that entail exactly? Closing the portals?
Well, we were going to detach a plane or two. Now, that throne, from the memory, it appeared that the throne itself would go to the other side of the door. If that is correct, then we would still need to get into what we believe was her chambers. There was also portals, or at least aspects of portals, the other nodes. Ptolemy, you remember the words, yes?
Yes, Alkur. Trauker knows the words as well.
Which one of us is the distraction?
What does
I-
the distraction need to do?
Stand there and beat up Zuggtmoy until we can all go and get the tier.
As much as I'd like to join you to get the tier, I think the answer and I will prove an excellent distraction.
Yes, very brave of you, Esquire. Knight,
I'll help you.
Angel.
I'm a distraction!
I
that-
think I can help you distract.
You should stay away from her as much as possible, Crusher. You and Alkur, or whatever the hell your name is now. Your
And
minds are gonna be all fucked up because of her.
Oscar's probably the one that should go steal the tier.
Hey, Darion, I'll get you back with some arrows. I don't mean hit your...
Sounds
You know what I mean?
Sounds like
I know,
the
sir.
one doing some thieving. Don't worry, I'll say hi to your lead friend for you.
Just be polite.
And then Oscar's going to, like, go hide.
Shadow, before you hide, like,
Just try to get a lot of tears, because those things are probably expensive. I mean, useful.
We need someone on the other side to also detach. Remember, the planes need to be disconnected from both ends simultaneously.
Oh, if you're not allowed in there, then you should go into one of the planes and you should go into the other. He points at Bone Crusher and Alkur. I could hop around on this side. We just need to decide which planes, which nodes. Let's not do the water node because she's still in there.
Or the fire one. Let's do the wind
Wind and earth.
and earth.
Well, those are the easiest ones. You want to do the easy ones first?
No, I hate
Yeah.
fire. I don't like being burned. I find it quite irritating.
I can do the fire temple.
All right. So fire first because
It's awful.
barbecue, yes.
Earth temple is
Second.
Earth temple second. It is equally a challenge due to the positioning of the gates.
I should be able to get around there very
more
quickly.
intelligently.
Unless I go wait in one of them, while Alkur waits in the other, because I can protect myself, and you hop from one portal to the other with your big bear butt. Although that's kind of putting you close to Zuggtmoy, but...
I'll have to hop around. We'll start with the fire.
And then...
Who will be in the node? Will I be in the node?
The water will be the problem. We won't be able to. We simply want to draw her out so that we can get here.
Oscar's getting the tier, so he won't be able to use the portal. You'll be smashing, you'll be waving your sword, yelling about something holy.
You'll be disconnecting portals.
I'll be disconnecting portals. Alright, I'll go down there. If the Lord and future King of Runerach needs to go down there, then I suppose.
Yeah.
Fine then.
So you.
Let's
make
work
a
out the
plan
plan.
of Who's being the distraction?
Yeah,
Seems like all y'all are being the distraction.
Well, we've got a lot to keep her busy.
Just don't do anything stupid. I need your dumbass for later, right?
Whose ass are you referring to?
Darion.
My ass will be fine.
Good. Just don't be stupid. Fuck
I would miss you too, Shadow.
Shut up. I'm not crying. It's the onions.
Now,
Max goes over and just starts drinking the water.
how does Crusher get out of that domain?
Jump to another one.
I guess through the water?
We could teach him the
I don't
woods
want
and
to. I don't want to.
Yes. Well, we're not 100% certain as to whether those portals will still work after they're disconnected.
oh yeah, we might have just trapped someone in one of them.
Well, I would jump from one portal to the next node, close that, but then I'd need to get out on the third one. I would not be able to close the third one myself.
So, until we understand the impetus there, it might be best that I work my way through the planes.
Well,
I am able to plane shift back, and I can have Crusher with me as a guard if required.
all right.
Right. Right.
Plane shift takes a while to cast, and there's lots of hand-holding, as we know.
Yes.
We're probably only going to be able to get one of them undone.
I say we only close two
Whoa.
for now.
If we distract her for 10 minutes.
Why don't we only close two? We do not need to
If
close
you
three.
distract her for 10 minutes, she will be penniless.
Where did that come from?
Where are my pants?
We only need to close two nodes. Let's not make this too complicated. Close two nodes and we'll jump back.
So I feel like the ability to disregard rules is a thing. Like, Oscar has a inherent thought that rules are less important than they once were.
Yep.
That's just what happens to every character when they hit 17th level.
Yeah, the artifact is kind of showing you the way where like you are the only being that matters.
Oscar is inspecting people's gear just to see if he knows where it is and to see if they notice that it's being inspected. He's not taking anything, but he's just gauging,
Gauging value.
How hard would it be to rub my companions blind?
Yeah, Oscar's mingling through the party and looking at things like, yeah, this goes sideways. You could be richer than stink.
Yeah,
Of course, you got to find a place to.
that exists still.
Yeah, you're sure you'll find someone that.
But when this goes well, you can still be rich as stink when you steal all our shit.
He's not thinking that far ahead. It seems to be like horde gathering mentality, kind of like a dragon, like a chaotic evil red dragon, just like it's a big pile, and then I'll figure out what to do with it.
Question mark. Profit.
Right.
All right. So the only question that still remains is, will Crusher be coming with me, or will he be facing Zuggtmoy?
Will Zuggtmoy be coming to the nodes?
Well, that's one form of distraction.
What do we think she will do when the nodes are closed?
Be angry. That's obviously part of her plan. Remember, she wants to corrupt the elemental planes themselves using these
those nodes will not be disconnected until they are maximally infected with her plague. We have eradicated the plague in the nodes, therefore they will not be destroyed.
I think they're just going to be kind of floating out there. But
Correct.
creation is vast, and it'll be all right.
So, question,
Very
so
comforting.
What do we hope? What do we expect once the nodes are closed?
Well, her plan of infecting the elemental planes might be stymied, which would only leave her other plan that you have spoken of.
Give me a refresher. Give me 1 second version of it. 1 second version.
What's the other plan?
The seeding?
It's,
Oh, yeah, she do.
well,
And
so-
and she's also, like, there's been talk of Runerach being turned into a mini abyss.
Yes. So there was turning the Runerach into it, like into the abyss. So in my head, they were all one plan, but the seeding was happening through those nodes going out. In my head, that was what the seeding was. So it is. But this will be the abyssal center of the new existence, the new hierarchy of existence. The gooey nougaty.
She might be able to still do damage. We still don't want her taking over all of Runerach and starting a new abyss here.
Additionally, we need to prevent her from simply using this accelerated curse. She has no tools. The previous plan was contingent upon centuries of corruption, millennia even.
Which is what we helped her do, I guess. And all the others that have been caught in this game.
We have provided her a critical mass of soul power.
Yeah, she doesn't have my soul. And Ptolemy's body, that weird sort of blue-green kind of, like, color underneath sort of flickers beyond it, leaving behind this sort of...
Mine's brand new, so.
Yes, you're lucky. You haven't... Your soul's not...
Yeah, I was born in hell. Wait, that doesn't sound lucky.
Bad to the bone.
Acheron, but close enough.
Yeah.
How long will you need after I enter the gate before you're ready to disconnect?
Oh, yes, timing. How are we going to get the timing down correct?
because once you're there, how long does it take to activate the gate?
Oh, maybe we do need Bone Crusher. We do need one of you down. Oh.
So far, the connection has not transversed through the planes, although the nodes might be focal points for it.
You're getting some... Get some shade from... You know, 2 weeks since we last played, you know, like, I had to look at my notes.
She was going to make an abyss, and she was going to send off a plague into the multiverse to attack the fundamental building blocks. The seeding thing was what I thought. I thought that was the planes being sent out was the seeding, so it wasn't like two different distinct ideas. In my head.
You guys might be right, you might be wrong. There's all sorts of
may be
uncertain
crazy.
things here. Yeah, you might be crazy.
The most straightforward, assuming the time constant in the planes are essentially identical to the time constant here, then we should sync up using a medium duration spell, and upon its extinguishment, we should
Oh,
begin the ritual.
that is elegant, simple, and brilliant.
The power of magic.
Yes. That's creepy. Alright. So we'll time it that way.
I'm assuming
Wait,
10
what
minutes
way?
should be sufficient.
We're gonna cast 2 spells, and when they run out, we start doing the thing.
Why don't you just open the portal and throw a rock through? When the rock goes through, you start casting.
We don't know that the that link actually is a portal. It is an anchor. Might be access to the plane.
It might collapse. Who knows?
Yes, it is a risk.
It might float around like a bubble. And then you wouldn't want to pop that bubble because
But
you.
it wouldn't. It wouldn't, not yet, because they're still connected to each other. And if we're only closing 2 down,
Oh,
two will remain
yes. Yes.
that's how we'll get out after the second.